The Frames Per Second podcast.
What's going on? It's your boy Nick. You're now tuned into the Frames Per Second podcast, and I'm here with Kenneth B. Inge.
What's up?
Mike Seatail.
Sorry, I'm distracted.
And Modest Media.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on? In this recap episode, we're going over we're continuing on with our weekly recaps of the hit HBO original series from the DC universe titled The Penguin, starring Colin Farrell. And in this episode, we are recapping episode 6, titled, I think, what was it, Gold Summit? Yeah, Gold Summit. So we're not going to bury the lead as usual, just jump right into it. Overall thoughts. I'll start with you, Mike.
I liked it. Yeah, this was a good episode. I think they're still, obviously leading up to something, but no, I'm still on board. I think they're doing a really good job.
What about you, Ken?
I loved it. I thought it was a good episode.
And Rod?
Yeah, man, another good episode. They're not missing. I won't say I was slightly concerned at first, but it was different what they did early on than some of the other episodes, like the jump in time. So,
yeah.
I still think it was good though. They still did it well.
Yeah, someone brought that up in like the Reddit post, like because of the whole mushroom situation. They know like how quickly that time jump went by. But I like this. I like the episode too. One of the rare series that every episode it's definitely not a miss. Like you kind of have to watch every episode and you can kind of take it for what it is. But yeah, they're on a roll right now. But let's jump right into it. This episode starts off with Penguin talking to some new dealers. He's recruited from Crown Point to help him distribute his new supply of bliss. And as we see that, we also get to see how his operation has grown since the last episode when they found the underground lair. Ken, what did you think about how we start off this episode?
I loved it. I think they did a very it was a nice sort of way to let us know that we move forward. That there was a time jump by having him kind of explain where they are and how they managed to expand and grow and build this business up and their presence up with just 2 buckets. So he's really feeling himself. And, even seeing Vic come through, he got a little bit of a little swagger going to him as well. So he kind of feeling himself a little bit. So things are going well for him. But I love like the way they opened it up, just because I felt like we needed to move on. Like, the stage, the board has been set. So now they've all had time to kind of put their pieces in place. And now we are where we're going to go from here.
Mike, did you think the way Vic came in, I was like, I didn't know if that was like Bruce. Like, I don't know. I was thinking because of the motorcycle and going through the tunnels, that reminded me of the Batman movie. Did you have the same thoughts?
Not really, because I definitely remember people putting that on Twitter. They thought that this was going to be Batman's entrance. So I don't foresee Batman being in this. And if he is, I don't think he'll be in it until the very, very, very last episode. Mm-hmm. And maybe he'll just kind of like show up for like 3 minutes, but he's not going to have a major part. So seeing the motorcycle ride through, I knew it was Vic. I didn't know that we were going to do a time jump or whatever, but for some reason I knew it was Vic.
Yeah. I knew. I was like, more than likely it's Vic, but I was like, man, maybe they might try to do something and surprise us with a Batman cameo. But Rob, what did you think about how we opened up this episode?
Yeah, like I already kind of mentioned, man, I thought it was dope, a dope way to time jump. Like I thought it was. I was a little concerned at first, but yeah, man, as it kept going, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm feeling this because, yeah, when you think about it, I didn't want to see the process of all of that to this point. It was a good place to just do a time jump to like move us along in the story. We already know what it is. We know what the product is. We know where it came from. We already kind of seen clips of how it's made and created, so we didn't need to see the build up for that. We didn't even need to see the creation of this layer because we're still like in a point where the power isn't quite on yet. You're still using generators. I thought it was a pretty good time jump, and like you said about Vic, we see that he's getting a little more confidence about himself. I think Ken mentioned that. So I thought all of that was great, man. I thought they did a really good job with that. Like I said, I was a little concerned on how they would do that because they hadn't done it yet, and I think they did that well too, man. They're really killing this. And I'm with Mike. I kind of figured that was Vic. I wasn't 100% sure, but I don't know where did this whole crave of Batman showing come from.
It feels like because somebody mentioned that to us, and I was like, nah, I don't think he's gonna show up. It wouldn't make sense. But after watching this one, now I'm starting to feel a little bit differently, especially if they start messing up the city. Especially, given what happened later on in this episode. If things get out of hand, it feels like they would have to at least mention his name.
Yeah, because they haven't mentioned his name at all, have they?
They referenced him. Yeah, I don't remember what they said. I don't know if they said Batman, but they referenced him in one of the other episodes because I remember meaning to bring it up, but I forget what they said.
Well,
yeah, I feel like that would have stood out.
I think they called him like the other guy or something like that. They definitely.
Oh, you know what? That does sound familiar.
While Penguin was going over like the operation, it made me think like, and especially throughout this episode, I wanted to ask y'all: is Penguin a good boss, or is he just a good like general manager? And by that I mean like we see how he's able to take this idea and expound upon it, like how he's always been like a henchman or like a second guy, right hand guy. And I feel like he excels at that, but I feel like he feels like he's more than that. And I know we're on this journey early on in his career, but like judging how he's been moving, like, do you think that, oh yeah, you could see how he becomes, like, do you see him becoming a kingpin, or do you think that he's just really good at just being like a general man, like being able to just run an operation?
I feel like I see it a little bit. I think he was very assertive and he knew exactly what he wanted everybody to do early on in the episode. So it seems like he's very clear in his intent and the roles and responsibilities that people have. And he's managed to, when it comes to the day-to-day operations, he's had to manage through some turmoil, but overall, he looks like he has a handle on things. I think this episode we saw a stronger version of this character than we've seen in the past.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Like you see another level of the Penguin in this. Just him becoming more and more of a boss, not working for anyone else. Like at this point, he's trying to create alliances. Same thing, like I guess kind of like Carmine was doing in a sense. So you see him moving more like a boss than somebody, just trying to tag along to somebody, acting like, he's a part of their plan. Now he wants people to be part of his plan. So I think they're doing a good job with that. So like I said, especially with the jump, you see that he's already got this operation going. He got people working for him. He's paying people. Like he's acting like a boss, like for real right now.
Mike, I'm bringing up that question because he keep on talking about the love that he wants to get from these, like from the crowd, and I'm like, that's not how a boss talks. Like Karma ain't give a fuck about how other people felt. Like that doesn't really sound like someone who's knows what, well, at least at this point, knows what it takes to really like take over a whole city.
No, I feel exactly what you're saying. I don't think he's there. I think he's still making stupid decisions. I think if he even has one inkling that he can fall back or trust any of these people that he just formed a quote unquote alliance with, then he's an idiot. Because all of those people hate him. Now his that Optimus Prime ass speech he gave, sure, that's amazing, but I don't know if he's moving all the way like a boss yet. He's created this thing underground, and that seems to be going well because he went and got a whole bunch of scrub ass dudes and motivated them with that whole like they don't know y'all, I'm trying to be here for y'all kind of thing that he did last episode. So I mean, he's great at manipulating people, which is what bosses do, but does this have like, is this penguin gonna have like longevity? Nah. I think what we're gonna see in the next few episodes, that's what's gonna show us why this penguin becomes like an actual good Batman villain. Right now, I don't see it. Like, I feel like if Batman walked in right now, he would just shut every fucking thing down because Penguin doesn't have all of the right pieces in place. But I think what happens over the next couple episodes, we're gonna actually see it.
Yeah, he's not fully formed, but I think he's definitely moving in the right direction. And in this episode, because I'm looking for like, where's the guy that gave Batman problems, and how is this guy gonna be a problem for the movie version of the Batman? And I started to see elements of that in here, with just how he talked to his people, like the way he was kind of, like you said, motivating them. It was like, yo, like we're getting people paid, like people feel inspired and motivated, and you know they feel like they're in control of things. But I think more than the one thing I picked up while we're here is what he said to Vic or somebody else, is that it was along the lines of the story he first told in episode 1 or 2 when he was, and I think it was the conversation he had with Alberto, remember? And he was talking about, man, yeah, you know, the whole city loved him and they were, you know, building this and that. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he made a reference to that applying to him. And I'm like, oh, this is, he's connecting to the first episode. He thinks he's there yet. Now. So, but, you know, yeah, I agree with you. He's not fully formed, but in his mind, and it looks like he's moving in the right direction.
Yeah, he definitely kind of put himself in that. I think the guy's name was Caprese, one of the two. But he's definitely seeing himself in that role. Or like when he was making the statement of, you know, we've given them money, we're feeding them, they love us.
Mm-hmm.
I slightly, to a small degree, Nick, disagree with you, just a little bit. I think with mob bosses, this whole like, or even like with gang members, you know, this whole like, let me get the hood to love me. That's kind of what a boss in those predicaments do. Like, if you get your neighborhood to love you, they're not going to snitch on you. If you get the neighborhood to love you, they're going to tell you when the cops are coming. You know, they're going to help you do dirt. So I think that he is moving like a boss. I just think that some of the shit he's doing, I'm just looking at him sideways like, bro, you're fucking dumb right now. Like, are you serious? Yeah. We'll get there.
What was what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we ain't got it. Okay, yeah.
We'll get there. Right after that, we see Sophia and Julian up to some freaky shit at the Falcone crib or the Gigante crib.
Sophia, that chick, bro. Y'all, bro.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you.
Boy. Them crazies be about that action.
Hey, you see, hey, Rob, you see how she was panting? We seen postcoital. You know what I'm saying? She put her dress on, breathing hard. Rod, is Julian the only one that you would say she somewhat trusts? Or she just like, that's just her side piece for whatever she doing?
It's just like her play toy at this point. I mean, I don't know. I mean, she probably trusts him enough for him to do what he's gonna do, but I don't know if she trusts him with something major, almost like Vic, right? Like how Oz doesn't trust Vic to do certain things or whatever. So I think it's like kind of a similar relationship with him. Like, you know, I can trust you to do this. I can trust you to please me. I can trust you to, you know, do some things that I tell you to do, but to actually put you up on a task, I'm not sure. They haven't shown that. That's why he's asking. He's like, yo, whenever you need me, let me know or whatever. You know, he's like, all right, yeah, yeah.
I like that comparison you made with Oz and Vic because I didn't even see it like that until then. Like, he is just like Vic, always asking, like, let me do something more, for you. And they were like, nah, next time.
Right.
What about you, Mike? What do you think about Julian and Sophia's relationship?
I don't think she trusts him at all. Not in any way, shape, or form. I think she's just using him for dick. And I think that he did something for her, obviously, with helping her get the, what do they call it? The drug or whatever. I forget what, Bliss.
Oh, Bliss. Yeah, Bliss.
And helping her work that out. But I don't think she really fucks with him like that. Stop, Zoe. God damn. Hold on.
She be having like when before she left, she has like a kinder, gentler face with him.
She just nutted, Nick.
His pants like halfway down and shit. She didn't even put his pants all the way down.
Right. Look, I want it when I want it, how I want it.
Hey, bro, she had him locked up. You saw the scratches. You saw them scratches on this.
Yeah. She's a real freak, but
hey, he said I deserve it.
So, yeah, I'm really. So there's 3 more episodes, right?
I believe so.
My math is
8,
right.
I think.
I'm curious about him, even though I don't really care for him as an actor like that. I'm curious about what his character has going on and why he's so like
eager,
bitch made, bro. Like he's like, I deserve this, yeah. And anytime you need my help, you just let me know and I'll be here. It's like, what? Why is he acting like this? But nah, I don't necessarily think she trusts him. I think she's just kind of using him for now.
You feel the same way, Ken?
Yeah, she don't trust him. I think they just keep dangling him in front of us.
Look, just cause Spike ain't here, bro. Don't mean you can say shit like that.
What the hell? Oh shit.
Simply because he is somebody in the Batman universe. I'm resisting the urge to look up who he is, but I think he is a villain. I just don't want it spoiled for me. So I just been hoping it's gonna happen. But he's somebody, but I don't know who he is, and I'm trying to avoid it. That's why he's still around.
I didn't see anything.
You looked it up?
It was a short Google because I was just like, I don't know, for him. I don't know. Yeah, I looked it up, but I didn't see anything.
Dang,
and
I thought I
saw the first page because I was like, I don't think I want to know anymore.
And I thought I saw someone say that it wasn't like one of these comic book sites, but after that I was like, oh, I kind of went away. But if you looked and didn't see anything, then okay.
I didn't look hard, but I also think that like they might just like force him into some other character.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like his name might be Greg Jones, but the actual real character's name is David Scott. That's what I think they're gonna do.
That's what I think they're gonna do too. I still think he's Scarecrow. That little hypnotizing shit was still weird to me when he was doing it. So that seems like something that Scarecrow would do.
It would make sense, but I don't remember the origins of Scarecrow. So I don't know if he was supposedly a doctor or what. But yeah, it would make sense.
I think he is supposed to, I think he is his doctor. But we'll see. Right after that scene, we then quickly find out Maroni is staying at Sophia's crib, and they got real familiar with each other. As we see, Maroni is cooking dinner for the two of them. Rob, what did you think about this scene and how emotional it got with Maroni reminiscing over his now dead wife and son?
This was another soft moment for her. I felt like, so I do feel like I feel like she was more vulnerable with him than old boy. I know Mike said she had just nutted, but I don't know. I just felt like even if she hadn't, she still would have been like softer with him or whatnot. Because he I don't know. He seems very I won't say very, but he does seem trustworthy in this moment. She knows he's vulnerable right now. She's trusting him with knives and all kind of shit, cooking and all that. Like that takes some trust, in my opinion. So I don't know. I feel like she's looking at him. I don't know, just actually as a real sidekick. So I don't. Well, not sidekick, but you know what I mean. Like
an ally.
like an ally, like a real true ally. So no, but I thought that whole interaction was dope. The lighting was dope, cinematography, all that was dope in that scene. But no, I liked it. I liked it. I didn't know how I felt about it at first because I don't like to see her soft. I want her to see her crazy and stuff like that. But I settled into it. And was able to accept it. She can't be crazy like that all the time. So I like that.
Yeah, Mike, did you find it like maybe I don't know how thrown off you were just to see him in the kitchen, like in the same, not only in the same household, but like in the kitchen, and they obviously living with each other and stuff like that. Was that like a too much of a jump for you, or did it make sense from what we've seen so far?
It makes complete sense. I mean, I didn't say it last week, but I was wondering if they were going to work him into being like a father role for her, because I mean, if anybody would have daddy issues, it's her.
Yeah.
So I think him cooking for her and them sitting down side by side at the table and him watching her eat and kind of looking for her approval of, do you like it? And then her responding back, yeah, your son was right. It is really good with the yogurt. I thought it was a good scene. I understand what Ron is saying. I don't want to see too much of that. But yeah, also if she's crazy all the time, it's just going to get old. But what I was saying with the other thing is that I don't think she's vulnerable with that doctor. I think she's just using him for penance. I think with Sal, I think she is vulnerable with him. I mean, she walked out in her little nightie. He knows she just got dick, which I thought was kind of weird, but he knows they just finished fucking and he's making dinner for her and talking about culture and stuff with her and using the old vintage bottle of wine just as some bullshit. So I really like this scene and I hope that they continue this and they make it to where it's almost a father-daughter relationship because it makes sense from both sides, especially Sal. He just lost his whole family.
Mm-hmm.
Young girl who his enemy set her up and sent her to jail, so she got no love for him either. It makes sense why Sal would be like, well, cool, yeah, I'm gonna hook up with you. Let's ride together. So yeah, this scene was really good.
It's a little contradicting to her mission though, because she wanted to X out all the old men or whatever. So I get what you're saying as a father figure, like if it takes on some sort of like father figure, mentor type of role. But it does kind of combat her plight of wanting to be, just head chick in charge or whatever.
I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I took that, because I did think that too, because I thought they were gonna force her into like some weird, corny feminist role.
Mm-hmm.
The way Marvel does a lot without really giving them any kind of depth whatsoever.
Right.
But I actually think what she was doing before was she was getting rid of the men who disrespected her, the men who didn't value her, the men who looked at her with like, oh, you're just some crazy bitch. I don't want to talk to you. Those are their words. I don't call women bitches, but that was their words. I think she looks at Sal and says, well, if he will respect me and if he will, understand that I got power, I got no problem working with him.
Mm-hmm.
Ken, did you find it? Was it a smart idea for them to slow down Penguin's business to go after his street dealers?
Yeah. I thought they got to try to find a way to disrupt things as much as possible. So to go after his partnerships or the people that's actually out there selling the street to scare them into not doing business with them, it's a very smart move actually because they can't find him. Like she said, he was like they were behind him, then he just disappeared. And like we don't know where he went. So this is the one way they can antagonize him. to force him into action.
And I found it interesting that they couldn't find him. Like they know he's supplying stuff, but it's like, how you let somebody to steal your whole sweat? Like you let somebody steal your whole business, and you can't find out one thing. That's crazy to me.
He said it like, they'll never look down. They'll never look in the gutter because it is because he is so flashy, right? He is like somebody that's always talking and about. So this is uncharacter. Like this isn't like his character what he's doing right now that we saw initially. You know what I'm saying? This is the Penguin that we know later that kind of stays in the gutter or whatever and just kind of moving silent. So yeah, like I mean, yeah, because we could have questioned it back then too. Like, why ain't nobody looking in the sewers for this nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same concept. So, but I do like the fact that they was trying to give us reason as to why they couldn't find him or whatever. Because I had the same question, like, man, how y'all can't find this dude? But then when you think about it, they don't know how to find him.
I'm with you, Nick. This part bothered me a little bit, and I wish they just hadn't said it, or I wish they'd made a better reasoning for it. Because it was like you had hella people down there riding motorcycles, distributing product, and nobody can tail any of them to see where they're going. This whole like, oh, we were following him and he just disappeared. I was like, okay, well, that might work the first 3 times. But what about 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8? You don't follow them closer? Like,
I feel like, because I'm with you, Mike, but I feel like they were trying to drive this point in, and maybe this doesn't help explain it, but this gives it more context. I feel like this episode was really just a lot about class. This whole series may be about class, but this episode was really about class. And I was thinking, like, do they really just not want to go to Crown Point? Like, because when we see what Crown Point is like, and then when we see where Sophia and them is at, like those people don't go to those sides. I think even later on in that episode, when Sophia is talking to the street workers, they was just, I think one of them said, like, you far from home, or like you're a ways away from where you used to. It's like they don't really go out there unless they have to. So I guess when they do try to find them, it's like here and there, but they really don't dwell those places. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but it's not like Sophia is the one out there really trying to tail Vic. She's sending her people out there to do it. And I'm sure they don't have any problem going over to Crown Point to look for people. So I just didn't really love the explanation of, well, they're not going to look in the sewer, but it's like, well, but they know you're distributing product everywhere. Why aren't they just tailing the dope boys?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a huge deal. It didn't make me like dislike the episode, but it was one of the first moments where I was like, all right, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
See, I feel like they've been setting it up since the last episode when they were just saying like, oh yeah, nobody would think to look here or whatever in Crown Point. No, like that's why he took his mother there. And then you add on top of that, not only are you in Crown Point, now you underneath Crown Point. So it's like an even deeper type of hidden thing going on. And I think they tried to explain it too by saying that the people of the area are loyal to them. Like they're keeping their mouths shut because he's paying them. And if anybody asks you what you're doing or where you get your money from, telling you work construction. So I feel like they're trying to. I can slightly agree that they're not. It's not a great job, but I'm buying into it because that's what they're giving me. Because I did have some of the same questions, like how nobody ain't finding these dudes, but they're trying to say how it's possible. It probably would help if they can show it. Yeah.
For clarification, again, I'm not saying that I don't understand how they haven't found the layer, but I'm saying like if they know that these dudes are dealing drugs, why haven't they just followed the dudes? Because they're going back down there. And I can't imagine that every single one of these guys that Penguin has employed is just this brilliant strategist and knows how to evade Sophia's people. So it's like, how has no one, especially if you're doing this time jump, we're supposed to believe that this is now months later at least.
Mm-hmm.
So no one is actively tailing any of these people that they see delivering drugs, because they're not just dealing in Crown Point, they're dealing other places. That was the point that they were making in this episode. If they were only dealing in Crown Point, I would be with y'all 100%. But they made it seem like Go ahead.
No. You made it seem like what?
Well, they made it seem like they were venturing outside of Crown Point. So if they're venturing outside of Crown Point, it seems like they could just watch and be like, all right, I see that dude dropped off a backpack. Let me follow. I mean, it's basic drug movie logic. Like, follow the dude that's delivering the drugs back to the trap house.
Well, they are now. Like at first, they weren't just dealing to just anybody. Then they opened it up to the public once the Carmines and all that started killing whoever they were giving it to. So they were very specific about who they were dealing the drugs to. The other thing I was gonna say was, I got more questions as to why Squid couldn't find him. Like he lives in Crown Point. Huh?
You said,
No, he knew where they. Yeah, he knew where they were.
But he said he didn't. Wait, what you mean?
No, I get what you're saying, Ron. He didn't know exactly where they were. He just knew they were doing it around it. Yeah.
He knew something was happening, but he didn't know what. He didn't know who it was. He said a Wizard of Oz. He didn't know the actual name. He just said Wizard of Oz. Like he doesn't know that his name is actually Oz. I don't think.
Nah, he does. That's why he called him the Wizard of Oz. I think he knows his name is Oz.
I just don't think he knows where the layer. He didn't know where the warehouse and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I thought so at first, but the way that Vic reacted, he was just like, "Oh shit, you know who he is." But then when he started saying like, you don't know who he is, he was just like, "Oh, okay, I thought you knew who he was."
Nah, no, I think he knows it's Oz, and I think that he was more so saying he'll kill you, and Squid was just like, I don't care, take me to him. He doesn't know where he is. He saw him walk in with that old lady. I think Squid had put 2 and 2 together already. He's walking in with some old ass white lady. He has somehow figured out that Vic is working for Oz because because remember he said, he definitely does, because he said I could just go tell them because there's a word on the street. There's a mark on him. Remember he said that.
Yeah, he did.
That was the whole threat.
That was the second part.
So he knows who he is.
Or is he saying him a specific or the person that's dealing the product?
He knows that it's Oz because he said I could just go back to them and basically give up a little bit of info because he knows that Oz has a mark on him in the streets.
Well, we then go back to, speaking of Crown Point, we end up at Crown Point, and we see how Penguin and his mother are adjusting to their new place in that busted ass apartment they got.
Damn.
Mike, I'm gonna have to ask you this since you on Weird Mama Watch. Was it weird how close and familiar Vic and Penguin's mama got during this breakfast scene?
No, because it once again it makes sense. I think it's good writing. Vic lost his family. So his mom is dead. So I think they're mirroring him kind of with the way Sophia's moving with Sal. Vic is moving the same way with Oz's mom. I don't think Oz is like that shit, but I did kind of like it because Vic is a lame. He's an absolute fucking lame. And it makes sense that Penguin would give Vic this little teeny bit of responsibility and Vic would just kind of go overboard with it. Oh, you told me to watch your mom? Well, I'm gonna know your mom just as good as you do, and I'm gonna step in when you're trying to calm her down, and I'm gonna show you how you do it. Penguin should have slapped the shit out of him.
He should have at least kicked him. He really wanted to do some damage. But I was expecting, because I was gonna ask you, kid. I was like, did he overstep when trying to calm down his mother by lying to
That's
her?
good. Overstep. That was quick. That was quick.
I don't think so.
Shit.
I think that what I got from that is that he's been spending way more time around his mom than Penguin has, which allow him to know different ways to calm her down that Oz doesn't. Oz doesn't approve of it. So if you could say that's overstepping in Oz's eyes, then yeah. But I think because he's been around more, he's just trying to do whatever he can. Have y'all ever been around people like that?
Yes.
when they get like that. So yeah, I get it, man. He just want to get this situation back calm,
But
so
you
he
know
doesn't have
what?
the
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Go ahead, go ahead. No, yeah,
No. Finish. My bad.
no, yeah. I was actually wrapping up. I was like, so yeah, so he can get back to calmness. So don't have to deal with that shit anymore.
I was just gonna say that Vic was wrong. He was making the situation worse. It would be different if he was actually helping. But when people have dementia like that, I don't know that you should be pretending that the person that they think is alive is actually alive and downstairs. I do think that Vic was making it worse. And that's why Penguin got so fucking mad.
I could see that because there is the snap back to reality when you were like, oh wait a minute, they are dead. But I mean, and then there's that pain that comes with that again when you realize that I misremembered everything. So I can see that, but it seemed to me that whatever that it worked for him, and it was working while he was there. So I don't know.
She seemed like she was getting agitated when he was doing it. She was like, "Oh, he's downstairs? Really?"
I thought she was happy. I thought he was dead. You mean he alive? I just gotta go downstairs.
I don't know about you, Robert. I thought she was happy and was just more agitated with Penguin as far as like what he's been doing. And to your point, Mike, Penguin was like noticing like, what the fuck? Like you now the best son between us three now? Like why is she looking at you with more joy and happiness than she is with me? She giving me all her problems. She giving you all the love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she looked happy. I mean, I think she was. One thing I just would say, man, she playing the hell out of somebody having dementia.
Yeah, I think everybody killing
Like,
it, but she's definitely doing her part.
She's definitely doing like there's some other scenes too. I was just like, Jesus Christ, did she have dementia for real? Like it's a really good job she's doing. But no, I thought that was an interesting scene though. It was another like powerful performance from Colin Farrell too, like just the way he was just kind of like looking at Vic, like yo, no, what are you doing? Like I don't know, man. He's just really killing this role. Like you really think that that's his mom. Like it was just a really good moment. Whether I don't know, I'm just kind of in the middle on whether you entertain that or not. I have been around people like that, and you just kind of just let it play out. I don't know if you would play into it like he was doing, but you do kind of just let them have it. You know what I mean? Like until they come back around themselves. Like I've dealt with situations like that.
It's tough. My dad and my grandfather.
Yeah.
I may be next. So yeah, it is a rough situation. You do, depending on the situation, let it play out. I think it's situational sometimes. In this particular case, I'm not exactly sure because, like, it's almost I forgot that we are a couple of months, however, whatever the time frame is ahead, which is why we're able to see the combating methods between Oz and Vic. Like, Vic maybe wants to see her happy and less agitated, and Oz just wants his mom to like be there and present and in the world as it is today and accept that. And he also is in a bit of a not necessarily denial, but to a certain degree, like he knows it's true, but he doesn't want to fully accept it. And we see that play out later on, right? And I think the last thing I'll say is it seems like he was also a little bit jealous. A smidgen of jealousy there with that Vic was able to get that reaction from her, whereas he was getting something the complete opposite of that.
Yeah, I think that. Oh, go ahead, Rob.
I was gonna say this is the one of the rare moments where I felt like he'll put his hands on on Vic because he was just like, don't don't talk about my brother. You ain't got no right to something like that. So at that point, I was kind of leaning over to the fence where y'all were on about him not really caring about Vic like that. But Yeah, it was just that rare moment where I felt that like, dang, maybe he don't really care about,
Well,
Vic,
I
but-
felt like out of all the times that Penguin has threatened Vic, that was the one time that was justified because he was like, because we still don't know how his brothers died. So for Vic to kind of play around with those characters, this is like, bro, you don't even know what was really going on. He's like, you ain't got no fucking right. And I feel like he was even kind with the way he even addressed Vic. But I that's why I was shocked that Vic would even go be that comfortable and familiar. Like, nigga, this is still your boss. This ain't your homie. Like, but
He's a nurse.
Even if that was your homie, I don't see why Vic thought that was a good idea at all. It'd be one thing if the actual family was playing into it, but you're not even fucking family. And you over here talking about
watching her.
Huh?
I said, he's been watching. He's been her caretaker every day.
He still ain't family. Like, you don't. The thing about it is, he wasn't there when those kids died, and you over here playing games talking about, oh, he's still alive and he's downstairs at the laundromat. What the fuck is wrong with you? I get a feeling that they do this all the time. They probably do, and Penguin didn't know.
Yeah. I think they do it all the time. I think he plays into it all the time, and then this time Penguin actually witnessed it.
Yep. I agree, and that's why he's like, you're making it worse. Why are you doing that? He should have punched. I swear he should have punched him. Yeah, I think that would have made the episode better. Punched him in his face, and then be like, "Hey, man, apologize later." But he should have popped him in his mouth. Why you do
that? We quickly get interrupted by Penguin getting a phone call. I believe it was from the Triads who were backing out with working with him because, as we know, the street dealers were getting killed by Sophia and Maroney. Ken, what did you think about the plan that Penguin came up with in retaliation to Sophia and Maroney by giving away the drugs for free? Was that a smart Frank Lucas-esque type move?
Yeah, it made sense. He got to increase the demand, which is what he said. As soon as he said the line, I was like, that probably is the best move. That's the only option you have because nobody's going to want to actually sell it. But now that people actually want it, and of course the money attached to it, I mean, somebody's going to have to get it, and somebody's going to make that money. So people are going to be like, well, why not us? Even if we're going to, because I mean, they're risking their lives anyway. So it makes sense.
How'd you feel about that move, Rod? The giving the drugs away for free.
Shit, how did you know I said that? Say that the what now? Say it one more time.
The giving away the drugs for free.
I mean that's dope boy stuff 101, like the whole tester thing or whatever. So yeah, I mean it's a good move. It's a good move to kind of get it in the streets and get it back bumping.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting move because I see it working, but then I was like, so are you just thinking? And you could let me know if I'm right with this, Mike. Like, if everybody wants it, you can't kill everybody, type shit.
Yeah, because that's how I took it. Because I mean, I'm like Rod said, I'm used to when you watch any hood movie, the not necessarily a hood movie, but drug dealing movie, it's typically like give out testers first, get them hooked, and then sell it to them. But the interesting thing here is he was already selling.
Yeah, it's reverse.
Like, were already out there, but then it turned into a situation where Sophia was trying to like scare people into stop moving it. So he was like, okay, well, then we'll just drop it off for free. I think that was actually a really, really interesting move. Because like you said, Nick, it's like, well, if I'm giving it out to like for free, that means the entire city is now hooked for free. So you have no, like, they're not going to stop. Even if it's life and death, they're going to come back to me for product.
And on top of that, it makes, I would think for someone who created this whole operation and idea with Sophia, that would make me feel even worse. Because like, not only have I not been getting any of the proceeds from the original sale, now it's for free. I'd like, my product is just out here. Just, you know what I mean? Like, it's like
that part is confusing me a little bit too. Why hasn't she tried to combat product for product? because she knows where to get it. She knows how to get it. Why hasn't she tried to do the same thing that he's doing?
Is their operation not as big?
Like they have an operation. It seems like all they're focused on right now is finding Penguin and killing him. But it seems like if you go ahead.
No, I was about to say something stupid. Go ahead. Because you had just said it. I was just gonna say how's she gonna get the product, but you said she already knows how to get the product, unless she lost that somehow. I don't know.
Like
Maybe
was those
the,
2 buckets the last 2 buckets? That's what
I'm saying. So I don't know if it's a
Yeah.
situation where she lost the means to be able to reproduce it.
Maybe,
So maybe
but
it's not stupid.
Later, you know what I'm saying? Like, why couldn't she go back to the what's Juice's name? What's the damn doctor's name?
Oh, Julian.
Why can't she go back to Julian and be like, all right, I need some more? Because we're assuming that Julian is the one that got it out of Arkham for her, right?
Yeah.
So if he can get it out of Arkham, why couldn't she in these past months?
Because he quit. Maybe because he don't have access
to
it.
Oh,
yeah,
he don't have access.
He quit a while ago. Remember, he told her that early on.
Oh, when he said, I want in on this. I don't think I realized that he had completely quit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was fucking
stupid.
All right. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So that I guess that solves that. Because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, how is he taking your whole thing and you ain't got nothing to say for it?
Damn, she should really be mad at Julian then, because he fucked everything up. Why would you quit?
Well, he quit before she got her shit stolen.
I thought that was after. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that dude definitely Scarecrow now we're talking about drugs. I'll read something about Scarecrow where it said he uses a variety of drugs and psychological tactics to use to fears and phobias of his adversaries. Because then she asked him to,
It would make sense because he's a therapist. It's like who would better know fears and that type of shit? It makes sense,
right? And then the drug stuff, all that. Like it just seems like that's probably him. Maybe because he asked him, "I'm gonna need you to do that thing again," or something like that. She said, "I'm gonna need you to do something."
That was dick, bro.
I'm about to say we don't know what
not that. It was something else. I'm gonna need you.
Sure? I think it was something else.
Positive. It was something else. She said, "I'll need you to do something," but yeah, it wasn't that.
We then see Vic in the middle of Aaron as he bumps into Squid, who asked him to put him on game with Penguin. What did y'all think about Squid this episode? I'll start with you, Rod.
I liked him, man. I mean, I feel like his role was short-lived. I feel like they should have gave him a little bit more time, at least one more episode. No, man, I liked him. He's not quite what's our boy from Euphoria?
Fez.
Fez, he's not quite Fez. You know, he doesn't have the charm of Fez. He's like Fez adjacent. So yeah, I kind of liked him. I kind of liked him. I thought we would get more of him.
Yeah, Mike. I know you. I think you were interested in finding out who he was and what he was going to do in this show.
Yeah, but the very second he showed up on screen this episode, I called it. I was like, "Oh, Vic is going to kill him easily."
Yeah.
The second he was like punking him and doing all this shit. Hey, come on, man. Oh, wait, got some new kicks. Oh, you know, you gonna try to play me? I was like, okay, first of all, your white rap dude accent is a little bit off, so I okay with you dying this episode. But yeah, I mean, are we talking about the first interaction or
we talk about it? We can talk about all of it. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, cool.
I thought it was a dope scene when he first saw him and he called him out on the shoes and he tried to downplay. Oh, these are like B level. Nah, don't play me. I know sneakers. I like that. And then when he meets up with him later and he's like, nah, take me to the man. And Vic is not quick on his feet, clearly. I think they played this scene out perfectly, even down to when Vic actually shot. You could tell he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He was like, eh. And I love how they like zoomed in on the fact that he just shot him in the neck and
Yes.
had to slowly bleed out, and Vic felt terrible about it. He didn't want to do it.
Even to that point, like I thought you was gonna say too about the next shot. It wasn't even like a direct shot. It just kind of grazed him a little bit. And I like the fact that he's an amateur shooter, so he's not going to have a direct shot at this guy. He hit him just in the neck enough to have him bleed out. Like, so yeah, man. And Vic in this moment was, I think, one of his best performances. Like when he was saying, "I'm sorry," like all of that. I thought he did really, really well here. Really, really well here. I love that scene.
The only complaint I have with this scene is I think I would have liked it more if they completely enhanced his stutter, because it would have made more sense here. Because like they've been trying to lean into, he stutters hard when he's nervous. I feel like this would have been the time where he couldn't get a fucking single word out, and I don't think that really did it. It's not a huge gripe or anything, but if he shot him and then was like, I'm like, and he froze and he couldn't get it out, I'd have been like, that's it. That's how you do it.
Like a semi-automatic.
What'd you say?
I'm listening.
No, I'm fucked up. I'm glad I didn't hear it.
Kim, was Vic's initial offer a good offer, or was it a bullshit offer? Did you think that like what he offered Squid was going to be like? It was good enough to get him off his case. Granted, we don't know how much money he gave him. We don't.
Which I think was a clue to us that this wasn't going to work. And I think in Vic's mind, I think it probably made sense to try to pay him off and get him off the trail. I think violence wasn't the answer but he realized after talking to Oz, when Oz was all despondent and shit, he was like, nah, I got it, because you can't help me in this situation. So my plan is to get him to be quiet and just try to hold him off just a little bit and see if that works. And he thought it was going to work. But, I think it also shows his lack of awareness when it comes to how people move in the street. And it also probably came across somewhat insulting to Squid. He was like, what is this? Like, I want the real thing. Who are you to pay me off, bro? You work for me. Right. And now you're trying to pay me? Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Hey, Vic was flashy this episode where you see here Squid had to call his ass out. He was like, hold on, you got the all new threads, the new shoes and all that. And I found it interesting. I just love the way Squid was just counting the bread. He was like, yeah, I'm running through this quick.
Yeah.
That's how we know there's some trouble coming up. This motherfucker ain't buying this shit. Because like Vic's, I think it was a bullshit deal, but I get that Vic was trying to have a heart with it, because it's like, bro, if I'm trying to get put on, I don't want to be giving charity. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to rely on you to pay me once a week and you promising me shit that, like, this is the drug game. This ain't, you know what I'm saying? This ain't the Boys and Girls Club, motherfucker. So it's just like, I loved how that played out. I was just more shocked that Vic actually hit his target the first shot. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking it was going to be like, he was going to have to kill him in a way that was like more intimate, like to really drive home the point that this is what you got to do. But like seeing him bleed out like that and how they, just to sit in that scene with him in that was really actually interesting too.
I get what you're saying, but he was rather close to him.
Yeah.
So it kind of made sense for him to hit him, but
I was expecting him to hold it like this, not like this. You know what I'm saying?
You expected him to shoot like he talked.
He did. He shot it like this, like a lane.
He was gonna miss a couple of times, Nick. Like he missed on the words.
I was expecting it a bit like just graze his ear or something, and then, he had to fight him and then shoot him again. Like it was just, I was expecting that. Like,
and I think it's dope because Squid knows Vic. The last thing he thought was Vic was gonna shoot him. That's why his guard was down. He was like, this guy ain't gonna do anything to me until he was bleeding out.
Yeah, Rod. He was like, we going underground.
You coming in a little bit hot again, Ken.
Shit. Okay, let me turn the volume down.
Yeah, right. He was just like, "Oh yeah, we going underground,"
Mhm.
and I did notice that in the beginning of this episode they did show that Vic carries a gun now, carries in his waist and stuff like that. I was just wondering, it makes sense why he would carry it, but like him actually pulling it out, and shooting him, like, and for how quick he knew he had to kill him, you know, because
He
I
had to
think
protect the family.
well, I think going to that conversation, not to jump ahead a little bit, that he had with Penguin. Right after his Penguin found his mom in the bathtub, like he was just like, I don't want to put this burden on him. Like I don't want to give him more problems. He's already dealing with a lot with his mama. Let me step up and take care of this shit. And then I even like the conversation that he had with Penguin after that, after he killed Squid and he had to come up to him. Penguin ain't had to. He just knew what he did just based off his demeanor. Like I thought that, and I loved how he took him in. He was like, look, go ahead, clean yourself up, take the clothes off, burn them. Something to eat because you're gonna be a puddle of water if you don't do none of this shit.
But the best line though is it gets easier, bro. Man.
Yeah, that was cold.
Whew.
Yeah, that was crazy.
See,
I still don't think he messed up big like that.
I'm softening up to the idea that he at least cares about him a little bit. I don't know that I'm all the way there the way Rod is.
This was a good moment, but we are months ahead now, so I could easily see them. I mean, they've been spending a lot of time together. He's watching the mom, so it gives enough time to them to form a closer relationship. You know, we don't know how long it's been, but yeah, I can see that now. So it made sense.
Well, after that, we see Sophia and Maroney go to Penguin's crib, his old apartment, trying to find out who he cares about, loves. And then we see Sophia stumble upon a drawer full of drawers with Eve's picture underneath all of that. Let's talk about this whole. We could talk about this whole scene because I know we're gonna have to get to the other bathtub scene I mentioned earlier, but Sophia and Eve. Mike, I feel like you've been calling this for a minute, so I'm gonna let you go talk on it.
Man, I tried to tell you, Rod, these hoes ain't loyal. Tried to tell you. She gave it up quick too. I was like, God damn.
That's her role.
Mike was persuasive though. You stupid.
Shit, Nick.
Sophia was persuasive though.
She had a gun in her head, by Rod.
Hey, gun or not, like it's persuasive. Like
Eve knew she was gonna die. That's what I think it was. Eve was ready to die. So I give her props on that.
Right.
But once she got up there and was like, "Oh, he's been lying to you," she was like, oh, "Okay, well, he's over here in Crown." Right. I was like, "You sorry ass," because
you don't even know. You don't know she lying about him.
You know right. She didn't give a fuck about Penguin ever.
Right. Come
I
on,
disagree.
Ken,
I disagree.
All Drake as hell.
I disagree. Only So when she was like when she was like he over there. I was like, damn. Right. Why she do my man like that? But she felt betrayed though.
Yeah, she did.
And that was the thing. Mike, you just said it. She was willing to die for this man.
She was about to
no, she was not willing
to die for the girls. She died for her girls.
Die for the girls.
Yeah.
But she could have gave him up though.
Huh?
She could have gave him up. That's all the information she really wanted.
And that's why she gave it up, to protect the girls. Yes. She was going to die to protect the girls.
I'm gonna let you work that out.
No, because I'm with Mike because like she was willing to die to protect the girls, but then once she found out the girls weren't being harmed, that's when she gave them up.
Right. So work that out.
No, I think I look at this differently. I looked at her giving up Penguin's location coming after she realized that Penguin lied to her once Sophia told. at that point, she was like, well, if he's not loyal to me, why should I be loyal to him?
But she said that earlier. When Sophia had the gun, she was like, I know who he is. He's a liar. He's a narcissist, and all that. Like she knows what the nigga
But
is.
there
So
was
why?
details that she didn't know about how she ended up in Arkham and the Hangman thing. You got to remember, Sophia's whole, not Sophia, but Eve's thing was about she was under the assumption that Sophia was the Hangman and Sophia was running around killing people. What she found out in that conversation was that Penguin knew the truth this whole time, that Sophia wasn't the Hangman. It was actually Carmine, but he never revealed that truth to her. And he lied to her about it. And that Carmine, the real threat, was still on the street. That left her girls in danger this whole time.
So my thing is this. So she was surprised that a liar lied to her?
Right.
She was surprised that he lied about that because the Hangman was killing the people that she cared about. And it wasn't Sophia, it was Carmine.
But the Hangman shit stopped once Sophia went to Arkham.
Did it?
Yes,
Yeah.
That's why they were able to frame her. So what difference would it have made? Eve never gave a shit about the Penguin. I don't know how y'all are believing that she cared. She didn't even seem like she thought hard about selling him out.
Man, she did.
It was simple for me.
Go ahead, Rod. Go ahead.
It was as simple as like she just didn't give him up. She could have easily given him up to get her off her back and the girls' back. She didn't do that. Sure, yeah, she was willing to die for the girls, but she was also dying, not giving up that information as well. Like both things are true. She couldn't.
Nope.
So tell me this. So I know y'all shaking. Well, Mike's shaking his head.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't she give Penguin? Why didn't she just give him up? That's what, because we know that's what Sophia wanted, right?
Here's the thing that y'all are leaving off. Sophia was gonna leave her alive and walk out the door.
Yep.
So for all she knew, Sophia was gonna keep fucking with her girls until she eventually gave him up.
And on top of that, Eve knew that Sophia still felt a way about Penguin killing her brother, and she knew that information, and she was her alibi. She brought it up to her. She was like, "You knew the whole time what he did, and he killed her." She was like, "Yeah, I did," and that's on me type shit. So she thought she was gonna die regardless. Either for
I don't feel like y'all are answering my question.
What's your question?
My question is, why didn't she just give the Penguin up if she didn't care about it?
Because
Like,
she had to guarantee. She had to guarantee that the girls weren't going to be harmed after it. You know what I'm saying? That was her whole thing. She only talked about the girls. She only talked about Penguin in reference to being like, I know what kind of scumbag he is. But her whole whole main thing was like, please leave my girls alone. You do this, and then this is it for us.
I don't disagree that she wanted to protect their girls. I don't disagree with that. But I also am trying to figure out, like, why didn't she just give the information that she knows she wanted?
He just answered
That's the first thing she asked her.
That's
the very first thing she asked her.
Because think about it this way, Rod. Do you think she cares more about Penguin or her girls?
I think she cares more about her girls.
Okay, pause. So
yeah,
if she cares more about the girls, then what Nick is saying makes complete sense. She had to get a guarantee that Sophia was not going to harm her girls anymore. She was going to die for the girls, not Penguin. So all she wanted was for Sophia to come up there and look, if it's just a matter of me giving you Penguin and you'll leave my girls alone, cool, I'll do that. But she wanted to make sure, because then it turned into a situation where Sophia was trying to relate to her. We're both lied to. He took advantage of both of us. We're women, that type of shit. So she was like, well, you know what? Fuck it. This dude ain't doing shit for me right now anyway. And I see before she was only loyal to Penguin because Penguin was giving her shit, was giving her money, was giving her protection. Now she's seeing he can't do either of those things because I got a gun to my fucking stomach. So what's the point of me protecting him anymore?
Sophia was great when she said, "Oh yeah, I'm used to lying to men too," or something like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
That was a good line.
Bro, her whole demeanor in that apartment was so good. It was
I was
so
on
good.
I was on the
very
edge of my
judgy.
seat. I was
It was very judgy.
I was
Okay.
I was on the edge of my seat because I didn't know when the gun was going off. I was expecting either. I was like, bro, this is because I was like, bro,
They
she
did
kept
so
holding-
good with that.
she cocked it and everything. But I think with Sophia, what gave Eve the more reassurance about Sophia was like Sophia had to literally tell her because Eve she found out two things that night. One, that Sophia wasn't the hangman, and two, that Penguin knew. All in the same scene in that conversation. So that's why her mind changed as quickly as it did, in my opinion. Because when Sophia was like, I'm not the hangman, I'm gonna prove that to you by letting you and your girls live.
But,
She gave when she was reading the girls' names out, and she's like, these girls probably don't mean anything to you. Now I'm starting to think, were these hookers that were being murdered?
I think
Well, they were hookers that were being murdered, and then she finds out that she wasn't the one doing it. Of course, I mean, the scene completely made sense, but it never, ever, ever gave me any kind of thought that she was going to keep protecting Penguin. I knew she was going to either give him up or die for them girls.
help me out. Okay, so I'm trying to replay it in my head. Walking around. She said something. You still think I'm the hangman? At what point did she cock the gun, preparing to shoot her?
When she
Was it
said the
before or
alibi-
after?
When what?
Oh, the alibi
alibi
thing.
line.
Okay.
The alibi. That's what she was just like, nigga.
All right. So she said the alibi thing. At this point, she didn't reveal that she wasn't the hangman and that she knew or found out that. Okay, hold on. Okay, so she cocked the gun, was prepared to shoot her, and then at that point, that's when Eve was like, "Leave my girls alone." Correct?
that was when she brought up the names. Like she was like, these women don't
It was
may
before
not mean
that.
to you.
It was before the gun cop.
Okay. So at that point, she was already prepared to die. Then after that, then the conversation happened about. Then at that point, after that, then she revealed to Eve the truth about Oz betraying her.
Once she heard the names of the women, she was like, hold on, you got this whole thing confused. This nigga is the one who did all this shit. Or like let me tell you the truth about him to you, because clearly you got it all fucked up if you still think I'm the hangman.
Right.
That was before the gun cop.
Well, I don't remember exactly
why the gun cock matters to y'all.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I'm not sure
what. So the reason why it matters to me, because once that happened, she had already accepted her fate. She knew she was gonna die. She was just like, don't. She said in my mind is she saying she already, the gun was cocked. I'm gonna die. Just don't kill my girls. At that point, she did not give up Penguin's location. She didn't give up Penguin's location until after Sophia went into more level of details about Oz betrayal and liar. And then she left her alive and got up and walked. That's why I think she was like, okay, Oz killed your brother. You deserve your shot at revenge, and you let me fucking live. Plus, this motherfucker been lying to me.
Well, that's the thing, kid. She was ready to die as soon as she opened the door.
Exactly. She said,
remember, she told Roxy, we thinking that somebody was snitching on her. She was like, "No, I paid. I made sure that she not only did she give you the location, but she got paid for it. Like that's how much of a road dog she was. She was
right.
That's why Sophia was like,
okay,
do I need to leave this gun? Like,
okay. So I think I kind of see the bit of a disconnect, because my thing is, when she was willing to die, you guys are saying that she's willing to die for the girls alone, and that's it. Penguin's not involved at all.
No, she was not going to die for Penguin. No, absolutely not.
Okay, and the way I'm looking at it is, and I see that, I understand that. I was also throwing the Penguin in there because if she's going to die, she's still not giving up the Penguin's location, so she's still protecting him by default, at least.
I think she had to know that if she did or did not give it up, how was this going to affect her girls? It was not about Penguin. I think that they made it very clear because she was like, I haven't even let the Penguin see me for who I am. When they were having that conversation about I lie to dudes all the time. So it's like, okay, how are you really gonna act like you're offended that Penguin was lying to you when you lie to him too? They wouldn't have made any sense. They weren't in a relationship. He was using Penguin for money and protection. In this moment, she sees this is another woman. This is, as the kids say, a boss bitch. And she's like, you know what? Why am I even bothering with this dude? Why am I even trying to be any smidgen of loyal to this dude? Look where I'm at right now. I got a woman sitting across me with a gun to my stomach. So, but then when Sophia stood up and walked out, she was like, shit, you know what? Yeah, you do deserve your shot at killing because he killed your brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. Are we got to agree to disagree?
I stopped.
Because what?
No,
I think we just see it differently. I think her finding out the truth about what Penguin did impacted her decision more than you guys do.
No, that's not.
Likewise.
See, now you're missing the entire thing. That's why Rod is giggling because y'all are not understanding what we're saying.
I just told y'all what I understood what you said.
All I'm saying is, no, you're not. All I'm saying is she never cared about Penguin. That's all I'm saying.
And y'all think,
but it don't make sense. See, that's why I want you pulling me back in.
Y'all thinking because she was willing to die. Like when Rob brought up the two things could be true. I took it as more of like, if I die saving my girls and I don't tell her about Penguin, I guess it is what it is. But I'm not going to, like, if I have the opportunity, like if I can guarantee their safety over Penguin, I'm gonna choose that all the time. Especially like again, that's the whole reason why she gave with them, because once she realized she was safe and Sophia was walking out the door, she's like, all right, here, take this.
I can see why about the Penguin. I'm more surprised with Ken.
I don't think I was ever on the Eve care for Penguin.
I don't think he was either.
Then you're on our side. So Rod's laughing at all three of us.
He said the show's called Penguin.
I'm laughing because I already know I just see it differently.
You always see it differently.
I find that funny, but that also be a way of you getting out of a menu wrong. I just see it differently.
Say what?
I'm saying you can listen to this. Don't.
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Good. You don't want to hear
him. Then we got to move on. Penguin, after the whole Eve stuff, Penguin, we finds his mother laying in the bathtub, in a cold ass bathtub, crying out for help. And we get another emotional scene. Mike, what did you think about this conversation she had with Penguin, as far as like her being like, when it's time, I want you to take me out?
I love it. I love this whole scene, and it definitely made me think like, damn, my mom's getting up there. I mean, I gotta go get her out the bathtub. I'm not ready for no shit like that.
Me either.
So you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this scene was sad. It was, this was a lot. And him having that conversation with her, and her just being like, yeah, I don't want to be one of these people that don't know what's going on, that's all over the place. So you got to just let me go. I thought she meant right then. So I thought we were really about to see Penguin have to kill his mother. But nah, this scene was really good.
And I like that they didn't make it in this episode like happen right away, because as far as much as he's done for his mother, it wouldn't make sense for him to like be able to kill her right as she asked him. Like that's gonna have to. I like they planted the seed of it for it to maybe sprout later on, because the emotional, the look he had on his face, again, like you mentioned, Rod, Colin Farrell's acting his ass off. Like you can see him be ruthless and not give a fuck about anybody, and all of a sudden he's just about to break down for his mama in the most, in a very intimate scene.
Yeah, I think they set this whole thing up. But like this episode was the setup to him gonna kill her to get out of the situation. She's gonna say something like, "It's time. Now's the time. It's okay," or something, and he's gonna shoot his mom or kill his mom to get out of the situation or something, or he's gonna I don't know. I feel like they're setting that up for that to happen, for him to get out of a situation. It's gonna be super dramatic to where he has to kill his mom, but because he killed his mom is how he escapes the situation.
Yeah, because like I think Sophia said in this episode, where true freedom comes at a cost, something like that. And they were it was after Maroney was talking about the loss of his wife and his son, and obviously Sophia doesn't have any family. And then and she thought that he didn't have any family either, which is why it was hard to kind of get to him. I don't know if Ken's still over there, but what was your thoughts on that scene, Ken?
It was a good setup. It was a good setup for what was to come later. Kind of what I was talking about earlier. There was a denial that had to turn into acceptance by the Penguin because he did not want to do it or accept the fact that his mom didn't want to live that way, and that he would have to honor her wishes in the worst way possible. And but his mom, man, she talked him up into it, and he was like, okay. So
I didn't think about what Rod said about him actually having to kill her. I automatically assumed at the end that Sophia was going to do it, but
yeah, that was
one of Rod's idea better.
That was one of my last questions I was going to bring up about this episode. But before we get into that, while Eve was snitching on Penguin, he was out trying to get his Akon on and bring power and light to the city of Crown Point. What did you think about this conversation with Councilman Hattie?
I loved it. I think this was kind of what we were talking about earlier. This was one of those moves that Penguin made. His mom didn't have music. His mom was stuck in cold water, and he had to go make something happen. He was looking across. It was like they got everything and we got nothing. They don't give a fuck about us. So he had to go out and make something happen, and he did it. The way using those tweezers or whatever he had, bro, that shit was crazy. Oh, and then I love the part where he was like, "You got more room than you think."
Oh yeah, that was dope.
Hey, he's funny. He's funny because and it's a scary funny how he is, because it's almost like Joker in a way, because he was real serious when he had the tweezers, and then after he got what he wanted, he was like, here, get your ties together. He was like, look, it's just your nose. It was scary how he could just switch it like that.
I think that was another boss move, right? Because he was just like, because when the dude's like, I paid all my debts, he's like, well, shit, you ain't paid me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like he's propping himself up. Like, yo, that's old news. I'm the new guy. I need you to do this. Like, I feel like that's a real boss move. He just told the councilman to freaking turn on the power in a whole freaking area. How boss is that?
Yeah.
You agree with that, Mike?
Yeah. That this whole scene was good. But at the same time, I was still on the fence because I'm just like, you're still doing stupid shit, dude. You could have sent one of your henchmen to go do this. Why would you put yourself at risk by going and doing this yourself? So yes, it's boss shit, but at the same time, it's I don't know, man. I just think he's making dumbass decisions over and over and over and over again. Because there's a fucking hit out for you. They're looking for you. And I know you need to protect your mom and all that shit. I respect that. But the fact that you went down there yourself and did that, I just thought was stupid.
I felt like he
needs to be feared. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that to you. What your point was, Rod? Like, I feel like he just wants to make sure you get the name out. Like, like when you hear Oswald Cobb or whatever, it's not Cobblepot, but Oswald Cobb, Penguin or whatever. Like, like, oh, I can't fuck. Like, at the end of the day, that's where it's gonna lead to me getting yoked up in the, outside of my, my car and shit.
You'll know that when the henchman says, "Hey, we're with Oz Cobb, and you need to go turn the power on right now, motherfucker." He's still
another thing.
Well, I think he'd be feared even more if he had people go do it, because then the guy's gonna be like, shit, this guy's got a gang with him. Not I'm here by myself with a pair of pliers. It was a dope scene, but again, I just think he's not seasoned. He's making really stupid decisions.
We then see, of course, this all leads up to two things. One, Penguin sets up a meeting with the local gang leaders, including the triads, to come with and unify the city. And while he's also giving this speech, we also see the lights get cut on at Crown Point with a little twist. I know we kind of touched on the speech, but was there anything else that anybody want to say about it?
This shit was dope, bro.
It was super passionate. Like he kept pointing out the one dude. They don't even know your name, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they building up. Like, it's. I thought it was interesting that they kept pointing back to him, and he had very specific things about each and every person. Like, they don't respect you for this. Da 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 da. It's like he's done his homework, and he's a part of that world, and he's witnessed it. Like, it was very heartfelt.
It was a lot of reality too, and I'm trying to remember if he mentioned earlier about how the politicians work with each other, even though they don't like them.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
that
was good.
He mentioned
that was that when he was talking to Vic or somebody else?
No,
but it was early in the
him.
episode, right?
He said it when he was talking to them.
It was to them.
Yeah.
Okay. But I thought it was dope because it's so truthful. You know, these guys always, collude with one another for the sake of power and money and greed. And he was like, why can't we do the same thing? We're going to sit here and kill each other trying to get to the top when we can still accomplish what we want. And that is to be independent, to be our own bosses, to have money, whatever. But yeah, the way he delivered that, the pace and the cadences, the inflections, like that whole speech, man, it was dope. And it took me a minute because I'm like, he has all of them in this parking lot. And if he wanted to, they all could be gunned down right now and he could own everything. So I thought for a second he was setting them up. I didn't think those were real beers, but
I did too. Yeah.
Yeah, but when he opened the beer and then everybody started opening the beer one by man, that whole scene was crazy, bro.
And it was like, it's like the gangster's version of breaking bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what he had in that big ass case. I thought he was gonna show them all the mushrooms that he got, and he was gonna let everybody have their own little district, whatever. He this motherfucker so cocky. He pulled up with a truck full of brewskis, you know what I'm saying? Modelo's, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was just like, look, I literally just want to break this meeting, break peace with y'all. Cause like he hit him with the Kendrick line too. They not like us, you know what I'm saying? Like we understand. we understand each other. We come from the same area. You know what I'm saying? Mike, I know you felt like that song was going. I thought the song was going to play at the end of the credits.
How did that make it into a Penguin review? God,
I'm trying to tell you. That's what I was thinking about. I was like, he keep on mentioning how they differ from us. Like, I'm like, bro, this
never even crossed my mind.
I think the other thing is like there was an acceptance. They all had to accept the fact that Oz ain't shit. He even said it. He said, like, I ain't shit. You guys know it. Like, I'm a liar.
That man was powerful because he sat down. He was just like shaking his head, like little notes he was doing in that moment was just like so good, just so good, man. It felt so real. Like, look, man, look. He's like, okay, yeah, I killed Karma. I get it. You know, I was just like, yo,
and Mike, I don't know about you, but I was surprised that the triads gravitated towards that honesty.
They didn't want to.
Gravitated towards what?
Like the fact that because one of the main triad dude, he was like, look, he killed Alberto, and then later on, that's when I was like, yeah, I did do it. Because to me, I'm thinking like, you willing to kill somebody ahead, like you have no loyalty. That can confirm that you have no loyalty. You was willing to kill your head boss. So I don't know why you bought into. I don't know why you cracked open a beer can after hearing him say that.
Because I think he realizes in the triad, that's the Asian dudes, right? Yeah. I think that Zhao realized in that moment that this makes more sense. It's not really a situation where he's like, I fuck with Oz. This guy's cool. I want to go into business. He's looking around and he's like, all of these people that I have beef with, he's brought them here and we can cancel the beef. And in exchange, we just have this one enemy, which is Sophia with Sal. And that's it. We are bigger than that. And I think he really got him, because I've mentioned before that he has that Trump energy where he's like, I'm going to go to the poorest of the poor, even though I'm not really that. I'm going to go to the poorest of the poor and manipulate y'all into thinking that these higher up elites are the enemy. Let's all band together. And he did that. And it made sense to them. They were like, well, yeah, I'm not going to say they're not like us, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of like what he's putting out there. These are the elites. We're the scrubs. We're the people that they use. Why are we doing this? Why don't we all band together and say, fuck them?
The difference is that he doesn't come from elite. He comes from the gutter.
Right. But he has money, he has access, and he was fucking with them for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He was trying to be one of them
Mm-hmm.
until all his little crazy ass raggedy plans went out the window.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention too. Like, he wants to be what he's telling them to go against.
Right.
Like, he wants to be the head honcho. He wants to live in the house. He tried to do it their way, like the mafioso way, but it didn't work for him because they never would accept him. So that's why he's saying fuck him.
And the little
Making dumb deals.
wry smile that he had after, bro. Oh my God, just so
That made me think he was. That made me think he was poisoning them, because I was like, oh shit, he probably got some. He got the good beer. They got the bad beer. Because I was with you, Ken. I was like, bro, I don't trust none of this shit.
Yeah, I thought it was a bomb. I thought when the last dude popped it, it was gonna explode. But it didn't.
I didn't think about the bomb thing.
It was just with the way they were lingering on Zhao opening it. I thought it was gonna be like a boom, but instead he was lingering because he was the last holdout.
Yeah. And then obviously, again, as I mentioned, as that is going on, the power and lights get cut on. Vic and Penguin's mama dancing like it's, it's Christmas Day, and all of a sudden we just see Sophia with the what was it, the crowbar?
Crowbar, bro.
That's intimate. If you beat somebody with a crowbar, you hate that motherfucker. And then she also realizes what we've known is that Oz lied once again, and he actually does have a mama. His mama talking about my Oswald, my son, my boy, and all the other shit. I thought this was a
She was
fire
like, this
ass
nigga
way.
lie about everything.
I thought this was a fire ass way to end the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is
I
a
loved it,
cliffhanger
bro.
right here. This is a hell of a cliffhanger right here, bro.
Cause she right there. I was shocked.
I got scared too.
Yeah, to see such a happy scene coupled with just such a like evil type of thing, like that she's capable of. She just come wreck that whole situation up. Like, yeah, that was crazy.
And the crazy part, Rod,
No, go ahead, Ken.
Was you heard the door?
Right.
You saw Vic?
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, here come Oz.
Yeah.
And once again, Vic, stupid ass, somebody walked in the door and he didn't even go check, like he was in the house sleep last time somebody walked in.
He didn't even notice she was there. He over here about to get on the Soul Train line and do the Cuban shuffle with his mama. She right there, bro. You ain't even looking over.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. What Ken just said. It's like you see, he hears it, and you see him look over. I didn't think it was Oz. I knew right then. I was like, that is Sophia. I was like, y'all are fucked. Y'all are fucked. Because I don't think they would have followed the way they followed that scene after what's her face, Eve told. The second I heard that door open and it was so happy, I was like, oh, that's Sophia. I just didn't expect it to end right there. That's what fucked me up. I was like, oh shit. Because now I gotta wonder, she's gonna kill one of them. She kind of has to, unless we go at Rod's idea, which is maybe she's just gonna pop Vic in the head with the crowbar and then kidnap the mother, and then Penguin's gonna have to kill her to get out of whatever the situation is. That would make more sense.
It would make more sense for her to kidnap her. Yeah, you're right.
Somebody has to get popped with that crowbar. I want to see Vic get popped in the head with the crowbar.
It might fit some.
I kind of wonder if if she killed Vic, I would actually be cool with that.
If she did
death like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel you. That would be an interesting move or a decision for them, especially given the fact that he just, killed his first person. So like his character arc, his evolution stops there. But yeah, man, when they show her, I was like, oh shit, like. I was like, I gasped. I was like, God damn. And then it stopped. I was mad as hell. I was like, no, you motherfuckers did.
And it was hella minutes left of the episode. It was like 11 minutes left. Like, God damn.
Because there's like a whole, like, what do you call it? Those behind the scenes things. But
I don't give a fuck about that's an extra clip or whatever.
I didn't watch it either, but you know they're playing with us. Like, for the people that read the comics, they're fucking with us. This is the same shit that Walking Dead was doing anytime they show that fucking bat. Anytime this show shows that the crowbar, I don't know if you read it, but this was like one of the most shocking things when I was a kid is when Joker beat Robin to death with a fucking crowbar, and it showed it. So I was like, I wonder if that's what's about to happen. If she's gonna go in there and she's gonna beat Vic to death with a crowbar, or if she's gonna beat his mama to death with a crowbar.
I think the mom has to be the one to die. I think how it happens, I don't know, because remember earlier when they went to the apartment, she said one of Oz's greatest strengths is the fact that he has nothing he cares about. I forgot exactly how she worded, because she was like, that's his greatest asset. He has nobody, which was such a beautiful line because it was truthful if you didn't know the mom was alive. And now she found out, like Rod said, like, this motherfucker lied. But here's a thing that he has that he loves more than damn near anything in this world. And the Maronis also want vengeance for what he did to the family as well. So she may not kill her, because I thought she was going to kill the mom, and then Penguin was going to have to deal with that. Now talking this out with you guys, maybe she just kidnaps the mom. Like you said, might pop Vic upside the head with the crowbar, take the mom back to Maroni, and then use the mom as leverage to drive Penguin out.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking about the acting performance of seeing an unhinged Penguin. You know what I'm saying? Just on the loose of Gotham trying to find his mama and willing to kill anybody. And I, of course, this may be the first time we see Vic get reprimanded by Penguin, because like, not only did you let my mom get kidnapped, this the last motherfucker I wanted to get kidnapped by.
Yeah,
Vic has to he has to get really hurt. Otherwise, Penguin would probably kill him. So if it shows that she like beats Vic down with that crowbar to the point where we can understand that there was nothing he could do, then it'd be fine. I can't see. I mean, Penguin is going to be upset, but what could Vic really do against Sophia with a crowbar? Even without a crowbar, Vic is probably losing that fight.
Yeah, he gonna run.
He would definitely run the second he saw her. He probably did see her. He's probably acting like he did. She's not here for me. I'm gonna just act like she ain't there. And when she come over and kill her,
he got dementia too right now.
I don't know what I forgot.
Hey, Rod, he probably like, I must have lost my mind. It can't be no white woman with a crowbar right here.
But that mom, bro, them dance moves, she kept switching back and forth.
I was like, what song is she hearing?
She heard one in present day and in the past.
Bro, I was like, I don't know what this move is. You're dancing to 4 different songs at the same time.
She was like,
you see Vic,
he was hitting that Kamala for a minute. But then she lost it. I was like, okay, I don't know what's happening.
Hey.
She had like a baby. You ever seen a baby do the little squirt?
That's what I'm saying. That's how it was. I even like how she eased up out of the bed. That's why I said, man, she's killing this role. Like, she's really doing a good job at this.
She really is. She's really, really good. I don't know if I've seen her in anything else, but she's all old ladies kind of just look alike.
Yeah.
But no, she's really doing a great job.
Nah, she
I
Mhm.
can't
is,
wait for
man.
next week, man. This is killing me. I cannot wait for next week.
Yeah, because
How many
my
more
last
episodes?
I
Should
think
be.
if my math isn't wrong.
two or three, because it's only 8, right? Or is it 9?
Yeah, I think it's going to 8.
I thought it was 9, so maybe my math is
Oh,
wrong.
maybe you're right. Maybe it is 9. Hold on, let me
I
check.
don't remember, y'all.
This was episode 7, right?
No, this was
6.
6.
Oh, this was
That's
6.
what I thought it was 3
I
more.
think it is 9. I think it is 9.
Okay. Yeah, my last question was, I think Rod, you brought this up as far as who's gonna kill her, Sophia or Penguin.
That's a brilliant fucking thing, though, that Rod threw out there. I did not think about that at all, but I like it.
Yeah.
Don't
I think
get
it's
your
gonna
head
be super
too big, though.
dramatic. Huh? Oh, you
I said, don't get
stupid.
your head too big. But that is
No,
a good ass idea.
it would be super dramatic. Like, especially with all the moments that they're creating between them. I feel like they're really building that up to be such a dramatic moment. I mean, because we know his mom isn't going to be around. It's going to be about the show is about Pink.
You over here still in my line when I say the show is called Penguin. It ain't Penguin and his mama.
You said that? I don't remember you saying
I
that.
always say that about certain shows with like, as far as like anybody can get taken out off the board except for the
You
main
do
character.
say that.
Yeah.
You do say that.
So are you saying, Rod, that you think that so maybe he's gonna take both of them and he's gonna have to pick? That's what you're saying?
Maybe. I think he might have to pick, and he's going to end up picking his mom since his mom already said she wants to die, and then he's going to end up saving Vic. So yeah, man, I think he's going to have to pick one or the other, and man,
that makes complete sense. That's good.
And this whole theme to me for this this miniseries is like losing family. And how people deal with that, especially in this criminal world. It's like Sophia's family gone, Maroney's family's gone, Vic's family is gone. Like Oz is eventually going to have to lose his everybody
his family.
too.
Yeah, he's the only one that still has somebody he can hang on to.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like family matters, huh, Nick?
He said, "Well, Vic and Steve Urkel." he turned into stepfather.
It wasn't Drake. It wasn't Drake.
Oh yeah, I
didn't mention the fact how Penguin said that Maroney's family was Ash.
Bro.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
That shit.
Man, that was so rude. I don't remember who he said it to, but whatever. I was like, that's
no. He said in the beginning. He started off the episode like that when he's going through the whole. He's like, I don't know what the hell they call it, Sophia Gigantes, whatever. Like,
oh, I thought he was talking to somebody. Okay, never mind. It was.
But that was a cold ass line. That shit was fucked up.
He be saying some cold shit for real.
He does.
And it's 8 episodes, not 9. I just checked.
Oh, so there's only 2 more left. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Up next is my favorite word, penultimate.
I think Black Ass Agatha is 9. I think that's where I got confused.
I didn't know that still was going on. I thought that shit.
It needs to end. But anyways,
and
2 more episodes left. Damn. And the director for the Batman said that this was gonna lead directly into Batman 2. So something crazy must be about to happen.
Is Batman coming out this year or next year?
No, it's next year.
It's next year? Okay.
I don't even think they've started filming it yet. It might not even be till 2026. But I definitely read that that this is gonna end and then Batman 2 is gonna be like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The story itself is gonna be like 2 weeks after.
And that's unique because I don't think we've ever gotten like movies timeline that closely together, except for like the Spider-Man trilogy is what I remember the most recent. Like, even though the movies were so years apart, that's supposed to be like what, 2 weeks of Peter Parker or something like that between 2 and 3.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think we've seen it to where they've made a movie about the main character. They do a show with the side character that is supposedly like a couple of weeks after the movie, and then it leads directly into the next movie. I think that's really, really dope. And I kind of wonder how big of a role Penguin's going to have in the next movie. I don't think he's the main villain.
Yeah, probably not, because I think they said the movie's supposed to be in wintertime too, so we may get like a Mr. Freeze. I'm not sure. But
Well, WandaVision was like that, right?
Not
Was
really,
it
not
that
like
low?
this.
Oh, well, no, I get what Rod is saying because
Yeah,
WandaVision pretty much led right into the Doctor Strange film. That's what you meant?
yeah.
Yeah.
And she was technically a side character. Well, not a
Yep.
side character, but she wasn't Doctor Strange. Like the movie was Doctor Strange, and you brought in Wanda from this TV show.
Yeah, and I guess we could assume that the WandaVision show was pretty close after Endgame was over. So yeah, yeah, that's true.
any other thoughts on this episode?
Nah. The ratings keep going. I haven't seen the ratings for this, but yeah,
They
the
keep going
ratings
up.
keep going up. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
great. It's great. So my last thing, do y'all think that he's gonna kill Eve?
Yes.
He may kill all the girls if they
Yeah.
now if she kidnaps her, if we going along the lines of that she kidnapped his mama and Vic or to find his mama, he gonna kill everybody. He gonna be like, why the fuck did you snitch on me? Where is she at? What is her plan? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
How would he find that out though?
Sophia.
Maybe Sophia tells him because she's crazy.
You think she'll
If
tell him? I don't know.
Well, if it goes down to your theory, where he goes there and he has to confront Sophia, who has Vic and his mother, I could totally see Sophia being like, yeah, your little girl told me, the hooker that you love, she told me where you were. So then he would just feel betrayed because we as the audience know that Penguin, he loves Eve. He loves that girl. So if he finds out that she betrayed him, that's gonna hurt. So I kind of wonder however he gets out of all of this, if the series ends with him going back to Eve's apartment to kill her, I would be pretty happy. I'd be like, that's a good way to end this. He's gonna want revenge because it's technically Eve's fault that all this happened.
It is. It is. Well, not technically, but this part of it, yeah, it is.
This part of it, yeah. Right. Yeah.
I'm hoping they stick the landing. So far, so good. But I'm like, bro, y'all acting like this shit could be. If this hits the landing, I'm like, well, it's twofold. It's twofold. If it, I ain't gonna say it. I'm not gonna hype it up. I'm just gonna say if it sticks to landing, this puts a lot of pressure on Batman too, because a lot of people like the first one. A lot of people are liking this series. That Batman 2. I mean, we seen how Joker 2 went. You know what I'm saying? So she can change.
The joke was on us.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, it can put a lot of pressure on that. But
as long as it's not musical.
It won't be. As long as they don't bring Batman into it, I think they're straight. As long as Batman doesn't show up and save the day, then I think we're good.
Yeah, I don't think we will see Batman in this. I hope not, at least too.
Well, given what Mike just said, now it makes it. I could see it happening.
Me too. Not even like a grand appearance, but more so like a shadowy figure in the background or something like that.
Or we see the bat signal.
No,
or
I think
something like that. Yeah.
In a shadow in the background somewhere.
Right.
But I don't think he'll show up and like be beating people up and all that.
Well, they can't top what they did in that movie. Remember that a movie opened up with him in the everybody looking at the alleyways of the shadows. That shit was like, bro, you can't duplicate that in this show. You got to put that in a cinematic experience. Like that's got to be a movie.
I got faith. They'll stick to
me too. Yeah, me too.
All right. Well, those are our thoughts on this episode of the Penguin series. Please let us know what you guys think. FBS Podcast is the Reddit thread that's also our handle for IG and Twitter. And we'll catch you next week. We out. Peace.
Peace.